Murota. Murota. Murota is Murota was a guy who was hanging around in a bar, and he's like, okay, I know you're here for me. He's sitting by himself. He can hear, their thoughts. He's a mind reader. So he has a territory to read minds. Mind reader. And he's cool like that. And he's like, hey, I think I'm gonna become an amateur boxer because I can tell what you're gonna do. And then they were like, come on, man, you can't actually read minds. We have to fucking check him out because if he does, he could be running around with sensu. And he was like, okay, I'll check him out. Keto stepped forward, and then he got, ran. You know, Murota did, beat him because he was able to read his mind and everything else. Then Yusuke stepped forward and hit him with, a right jab. Didn't even hit him, but hit him with the spirit energy, and it was like, fucked him up, woke him up, and then they were like, now tell me where Sensui is out of all these people. He'll be thinking about like shit like that's negative, ending the world, something about a demon tunnel. If you hear anything like that, you gotta let us know, and you gotta tell me who's thinking that. And he was able to detect Sensui, but when that happened, um, he already, hit him with the and that was the shooter. He hit him in the head with an eraser, almost like knocked him the fuck out, and he had to go to the hospital and shit too. But when they got to the hospital, the hospital was infected by the doctor, and he was infected, but he saved Yusuke's life a little bit because Yusuke was like thinking he was gonna get the antidote from Dr. Kamiya, and he was like, "Hey, stop." He has, sugar water. It's glucose, man. Glucose water, man. He's not, giving you any type of antidote. And he was like, saved their lives. But then, unfortunately, he stayed at the hospital because he was fucked up, right? But then Gourmet ate him and he met a cruel fate. But he still played his role in trying to help. And Maruda's strength's 80%, with the speed at 82. Durability was 77% and endurance 79%. His intelligence at 82 and his experience at 81. 84 for his close skills, range skills 82. 80 for his recoup, and then 82 for his hack. So his overall power score is at 80.9. And that's Maruta, a side character that had a life, but then it was taken by the group that was led by a sensei. But be cool on the corner.